Good morning. It is Wednesday, November 12th. Getting ready to start trading in just a few seconds. Currently looking at Move, FMFC, Blue Sea, SLRX. I think is worth watching as well. FMFC popped up to 114, pulling back. Blue Sea. Watching this one over about 222. 200 on the dailies at 290. So there's not a lot of room up to that, but enough that you could make a little bit of money. I was watching Move just because I had a low float and it moved nicely in after hours last night, but it's not doing anything. MZE, penny stock. Top 3 leaders right now are penny stocks. Got FMFC. This is the one I was saying popped up to 114, but it's pulling back. CMND. 5 million share float. Right around 68 cents. BCIG. I like BCIG. The current 1 minute candle is 182. I don't see news on VCIG. It has the little news symbol, but I don't see anything fresh. Blue Sea might curl back up, but right now it's kind of going downward. I almost said sideways, but it is kind of trending down. GC not doing anything. SLRX not doing anything. CUPR, nothing. BCIG rolling over. AMZE and FMFC are both approaching $1. But both under $1. Really like those penny stocks. PCAG's forming the first 1 minute candle to make a new high, and it's trying to break through VWAP. I'm not totally sold on it. It's just not moving as quickly as I would expect it to, given its price. The fact that a lot of people should be watching it because it's the only stock moving right now. And the level 2 looks thin. So I'm just a little hesitant. I'm not sure why this one isn't taking off more than it is. I noticed that when it first when I first pulled it up, I actually thought it was a buyout. But I didn't see any headlines, and then it actually is having some vertical movement. It didn't just pop up to a value and go sideways. So FMFC selling off and just kind of consolidating sideways. AMZE. There's a large seller on the level 2, but they either pulled their order or it broke through it. They're $1 though, so I'm kind of staying away. SLRX. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and get in SLRX there, 132. Break 150. The daily. Yep. Take half right there. I'm in 132. I was hoping we could hold 150. I think I got in early, so I'm expecting people to now see it, and I'd like to see volume and have it push higher. Kind of hoping it can hold 150 as support and then bounce off that, go higher. 150, there we go. So we do have room on this one on the daily up until 2. Take another half right there. Apologize if that alarm is just going off like crazy. Get it off. I'm still in 186 shares, average is 132. There we go. Little breakthrough right there. Still in this thing. 132, 186 shares. Would have been nice if I hadn't sold any, but given how cold the market's been lately, I need to take some profit. Alright, we are starting to get extended, so take another half right there. Trying to balance a level 2 with the 5 second, and just look for an exit indicator of some sort. I'm gonna see if we can break 3. If not, I'm gonna go ahead and take the rest of it. Saw a large seller up there. I'm gonna just go ahead and take the rest. Now, if I had more buying power, I would actually look to get in for this first pullback. But yeah, I only have $83. That was a solid move. Yeah, that was actually way more than I was expecting. I took a good size order too, 741 shares at $1.32. I definitely sold a little early, but like I said, the market's just been weird. It's cold and then it's hot and then it's cold. I'd say it's cold more often than it's hot right now. So I wanted to take some profit. But definitely sold a little early there. I think that P&L is pretty accurate. $394.45. It's a pretty solid way to start the morning. I actually was watching SLRX. I don't know if I mentioned that. I started the recording a few minutes later than I wanted to, but it's going to be hard to see because of how this movement made. If I can adjust. More candle. Okay, so this is what the chart looked like from after hours yesterday. It hit a high of 126, pulled back, was going up, and then it closed. So this actually was one of the ones I was watching. I drew out that level at 126. However, I didn't have it pulled up at 4 a.m. because I noticed at 4 it just quickly popped up and then sold off hard. And then I was just running through stocks. It was probably the 8th or 9th one down, and I noticed it was starting to curl back up. I waited for it to break through the VWAP, and then I was waiting for it to break through 126. It broke through 126, hit 130. I was watching level 2. I think there was like 6,300 shares at 130. And as that thinned out, once I saw it get down to about 2,000, that's when I punched it. Got filled about 2 cents above that, and then it took off. So it wasn't popping up on any scanners yet. That's why I said I thought I was in a little early, and now that it was actually moving and hitting the scanner, I thought others would be attracted to it and maybe we'd get volume for the push higher. And that was around 150. I think it was right here on the 5-second chart. Did I mention that? And yeah, we got a punt. We doubled that essentially, went all the way up to 303. Like I said, I would be a buyer on this first 1 minute candle to make a new high if I had buying power. So right now that's a break over 258. You could get in for a break at 258 with your stop at 250. I would say that would be a reasonable trade, although it's having some trouble right now. Technically, your stop could be the low of this pullback, which is 230. About a 20, 25, 28 cent stop. It's kind of large. Yeah, that's fake right there. So I did a bit of a false breakout, but sometimes on the second push, it can break through, which it looks like it might be trying to do right here. That last 1 minute candle is 262. Yeah, I'm not sure what it's gonna do, but it should be obvious. No one knows what it's gonna do. Now the leading SLRX is the leading gainer, up 160%. Yeah, that was a solid move. Like I said, I wish I would have held a little bit longer with those initial positions, but best exit was 284, about 20 cents off the top. So it's not bad. 394 on the day. Happy with that. Did a false breakout there too. This thing all of a sudden has a lot of overhead resistance. So I would be iffy on the 1 minute setup right now. Just the fact that it's failed twice. I don't think it's going to remain in this area for another 4 minutes. It's probably going to break out one way or the other. But at this point, I think the safest option would be to watch the first 5 minute candle to make a new high. So as long as this candle stays in this area, I would then look for the next one to make a new high and take that trade. I would expect that one to work. Especially the fact that it's had 2 false breakouts now and it's not completely rejecting. Like, it's still hanging in that area, which shows strength. This isn't updated. There we go. Yep, 394 on the day. You can see it's been a rough week. Monday, I lost $480. I took money out of my account. That was actually like a third of my account I lost on Monday. It was just a horrible trade. I was actually up about 140. I looked away, so it's my own fault. I should have stopped. Yeah, I broke my rules. But what happened was I got in a trade. It was, I forget what stock it was, but it was for the break of 3. I actually got in at 286 with a little over 400 shares. It broke through 3, had a great entry. It popped up to 319. As it popped up to 319, my alarm on my scanner kept going off, and I thought I don't know, but I expect it's like super annoying to watch these YouTube videos and have that thing constantly pinging. So at the exact second, it's like millisecond, it popped up to 319. I looked over, turned the bell off, came back, and when I came back, it had hit 319 and came all the way back down to like 286. And it just completely caught me off guard. It looked like it was going to keep moving higher, which is why I chose to look away at that instant. And then when I came back, it was at my entry, and I was like, wait, what? And I was just kind of confused, like what was going on. I tried to reorient myself, and then it just sold off hard. And I held, honestly, like I held down $1 a share on that. It wasn't $1, it was like 80 cents, but I held way longer than I should have. I should have just got out right there, break even at my entry, or do a 10-cent arbitrary loss. And I knew in the instant I should have done that. I just got stubborn, and I don't know. I wasn't thinking that early on Monday. I wasn't awake. In hindsight, I realized that like I was still pretty groggy. I just wasn't on my game. And then I took a second trade. I forget what the stock was on the second trade. It was kind of a gamble. I think I was up $40 at one point and then ended up down 40. So by the time I sold that, I was down 480 on the day. Just a ridiculous, unnecessary day. I was up almost 30 cents at one point and held down almost $1 a share. So it's just completely unnecessary, and it turned out to be a huge loss. And then yesterday was Veterans Day. I'm in a cash account, so I have to wait for my cash to settle. If it's a bank holiday, it doesn't settle that day, it settles the next day. So I had like $20 of buying power. I saw a nice trade, took it just because I love trading. Made 15 cents, whatever. And then back at it today. Almost recouped the loss from Monday, still down about $80. So that's pretty solid. Hopefully we can end the week green. So if I can make at least $80 tomorrow and Friday and not give anything back, hey, we'll be green on the week. Consider the week a wash. But as far as today, I'm done. Used all my buying power on this trade. You can see SLRX rolling over now, which is unfortunate. It looks like YMAT and VCIG are popping up though. Yeah, VCIG, nice move there. Breakthrough VWAP, and then first woman candle to make a new high. YMAP moving higher as well. Oh, good way to start Wednesday. I'm happy with the trades. Yeah, so I'll be back at it tomorrow, Friday. Try to recover the loss from Monday, close to week green. And hopefully we keep seeing nice moves in the market. I'm hoping this is the beginning of it heating up and it's just going to ramp up from here. But yep, good luck to everyone who keeps trading on the day. Hope you do well.